friends and family. Oh man, friends and family. What a day. What a day. This is a beautiful spring day in Maine. The sun is shining. The birds are singing. There's a gentle breeze. I don't think life could be much better right now. I have some chores to do today. You know, I've been putting off cutting down some trees for next year's firewood. I really should have done that last fall. Every day I wait is another day that the wood is not going to be seasoned or dry for next year, so I gotta do it at some point. I'd like to do some gardening this weekend too. Remember all those seeds I started in those little soil blocks? It's time to block them up into the larger blocks. I'm gonna make some large blocks today. If Andrea's off at a class right now, she's teaching at a local arboretum. She's teaching I think it's a nature journaling class. Milo's in Boston with my brother-in-law, and the twins are inside glued to their screens. We have a no screen rule now during the school week because it just became crazy. I mean, they would come home and just screen, not getting their homework done. Grades were suffering, so bam, we put the foot down. No more screen during the week, so that means on the weekend, they're just glued. Thanks for coming with me on my day, and I'll try to get it underway here. You know, as with any tool you're using, you want it to be sharp, especially if it's a cutting tool. And I always take the extra time to sharpen my blade because blade is what they call the chain on a chainsaw. That's what chainsaw people call the cutting instrument, is the blade. And the blade is composed of teeth and rakers. And the teeth do the cutting, and they're sharpened with a round file, and the rakers are used to pull away the cut bits of wood from the kerf, which is the line that's being cut through the wood. And as you sharpen the teeth, they shrink. And as they shrink, the rakers need to shrink with them so they're not obstructing the amount of cut that can be taken by the tooth. So it takes quite some time to sharpen a blade. But it's totally worth it when you get on site to have a sharp blade. It just goes much easier and safer, and there's no replacing it. So I'm doing a little bit of firewood slash, just tree damage cleanup. The first thing I try to do is just use wood that's fallen, and then look at trees that I likely want to take down as part of my greater management plan, on my property. So there's some apple trees that have suffered some storm damage this year that I want to deal with along the driveway here. instructions. I just made 100 of those soil blocks, so that means I can put 100 of my little cubes neatly into each of those soil blocks. I'm gonna prioritize the peppers because they have a longer season, but they're getting really leggy inside their incubator there, so they need to be transplanted. Zephyr, what did you just plant right there? That was the calendula?
Calendula alpha.
Nice. That we can put in salads, you know. I made my starter soil here a little bit too dense, and as a result, they germinated, but they weren't able to root, so they just sort of squirreled their roots on top of my soil block in many cases. So I'm just tucking the little seedling. This has happened before. I just never have enough peat moss because I don't like to buy peat moss because peat moss depletes a non-renewable natural resource. Yesterday I was talking with a painter on the job site, and he was telling me about, in some cities, I guess there's a fashion designer or this fashion wave, distressed jeans and distressed pants, getting them dirty, putting holes in them, getting tears in them, and then like sealing it all in so that it stays dirty when you go to wash it, and selling them for $400 a pair. Tell you what, I got like 15 pairs of those pants, and I will sell them for $200 to anybody who's looking for distressed pants, size 31, 31.